unbelievable, really. I mean, he did play well. He kicked beautifully from both hand and off the floor, but it was a most remarkable game. I mean, how did they win it?
I don't really know, to be honest. It's just, Paul John and Lee played the right game. As we said, it's dreadful conditions. Any loose ball they kicked down there, and they made Leicester, attack from deep. And they tried to do it. The defence was superb, and that was it. They played lateral. If they attacked too flat, well, the discipline was incredible. And I think the referee is from Pontypridd.
That's very unfair, because I think there are actually more clinical reasons that the Pontypridd line-out never functioned, and instead of Leicester taking advantage, their line-out became just as bad. And, and he's right, the discipline, Leicester discipline, crumbled.
But again, when you so dominant in the opposition throw-in, what happens is Goody should have kicked the ball down into the opposition 22, Ponty 22, and attacked the line out. And you saw one scrum where they nearly pushed over a pushover try. The second scrum was superb, they held it, but then they panicked and then just went again. Howard should have come in short, have another scrum, grind them down. He just played the wrong game.
Hang on, don't get too excited, because
I'm not getting excited, I'm just so chuffed for Pontypridd, really.
Excellent, but Leicester seemed at the start of the second half to come out and have the opportunities that would bring them the game, and they had this near try. Tim Stimpson.
Watch this now. You just watch. They hold the defence and just a long pass. That's a great take by Murphy again. The defence get there and it's just too far, But again, it's Murphy. He was the threat for the Pontypridd back line. So just
you can't help but feel that. On a wet, soggy ground that the ball's not meant to bounce on, it skipped on there, didn't it?
Yes, I don't think what's his name, Green would have got that, the Olympic sprinter. But I just feel that again the defence was superb. They hung on in there, and it was just an incredible night, because I didn't really honestly feel that Leicester were going to win. Everything seemed to go against them.
You were saying he was saying it. He did say it's not going to be Leicester's night, and especially not when their discipline started to crumble. And the controversial side of Leicester is that they give away penalties and they kill the game. And you see 21 there, Richard Cockrell, just diving into the ruck. Clear penalty.
Yeah, there's no need to. And again, he comes in here. And what happens here is, he goes up in front of the ball from the side, and the referee was well placed, and he said, look, there's no problem. You came in front of the ball from the side. That's it. You got to come in behind Cockerell. Penalty, and that was the deciding penalty. Put it over, and they had to score a try.
Interesting. You said beforehand that Leicester play the referee very well. Well, they didn't tonight, because they got onto him, and I just think as soon as they started having a go, Scottish referees are not the people to have a go at.
No, the reputation, I suppose you would know after the Pontypridd players or some of the Leicester players, but he just went by the law today, and unfortunately for Leicester, they paid the penalty.
Oh, and they transgressed, and one other element you have to mention, the Pontypridd defence.
Yeah, they were superb again. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. We spoke about Larder, doing the work with the English clubs and attaching himself to Leicester. But again, if you have grit, determination, and most of all communication, but just spreading, organising your defence, you don't really need a defensive to spend a lot of money on defensive coaches. No,
here's one moment. Sonny Parker sort of had his moment of glory. Michael Owen, difficult night for Michael Owen there, trying to offload on a wet, sticky night. Nothing really came off for him. But here we have Sonny Parker coming in on Leon Lloyd, and that is just one of those smothering tackles, knocks it stone dead. Yeah, in the first half they didn't do the man and ball tackle. In the second half they did, and when they did hit, they hit man and ball, and the momentum of the tackle and the slippery surface just went. Richie Collins and Paul John. Now they might be in a good mood. They're with Graham Thomas.
Richie, Eddie Butler says he can't quite believe how you won that game. Tell him how you did it.
Well, it was quite simple, really. The boys were enormous in defence, and they rattled Leicester. And I've heard a lot of people say that they haven't seen Leicester turn over so much ball in recent years. Well, with the boys defending as they did, they certainly got amongst them and caused them a lot of problems. And they started looking out for tackles. And when they're defending like that, we were very difficult to break down. They scored a good try. They nearly scored another try with a kick through, but other than that, they didn't look to worry us. Every time we got into their 22, they give away a penalty, and they're renowned for it. And I'm glad the referee picked it up, and Jarvis had his kicking boots on, and it's easy as that, Ed.
Paul, you had the man to kick the points once again.
Yeah, to be fair, he's the best he's kicked for a while actually. He kicked them when the ones that mattered, the important ones went over, and just thankfully he kept us just a little bit of daylight between the two sides, because they're always capable of scoring, as they proved. But with the defence the way it was, the commitment off the boys was superb. The crowd go behind us, and it's an intimidating place again, which is lovely. It's great for us, and all goes well. We hope we don't live to regret what happened last week in Pau, because that was a game we should have won. And if we'd won that game, we'd be sitting pretty now, looking with home game to come away trip to Glasgow and Leicester as well. So it's great. It's great to get a win and push our European Cup campaign back on the road. People aren't expecting us to do very well, which is great. And to turn over a world-class side like Leicester is a big night for the club, and we'll just enjoy this.
Everyone had talked about the strength of this Leicester pack, but apart from problems in the line-out, you really stood up to them very well.
Yeah, well, we had a bit of problems in the line-out, but Martin Johnson's a world-class player, and he's going to cause us problems in the line-out. That's just a little bit we've got to address. But the commitment was tremendous from us tonight, and we rattled them. We did. They were arguing with the referee, they were arguing with each other, and that proves we hadn't rattled. And that's the answer to Eddie Butler. Really, they didn't enjoy coming here, and the more sides feel like that coming here, the better it goes for us.
Richie, you've done the job here. Can you go up to Welford Road and repeat it?
Oh, we'll have to see. It's obviously going to be another game, another day, and they're very awesome on their own patch. They were supposed to be awesome coming here. We produced enough to turn them over here. There's no reason why we can't go up there. It's a big mountain to climb, but we've all got to set our sights somewhere, and let's set it right at the top and see where we reach.
Richie, Paul, thanks very much indeed.
Well, anything is possible now, and as Leicester's discipline disintegrated, you have to say Paul John, I thought, took a grip of the game and just he was a very calm head out there when a lot of people were losing theirs. He remained calm.
Yeah, I think Lee Jarvis said that they're a very young side, and I think a lot of credit this year has got to go to Paul John. A lot of players have left. You got Jinx, Geraint Lewis, David James has left, and all of a sudden these youngsters got to step in and straight into Europe. And Paul has been immense. He's very, very quiet. He's been the Neely man on so many occasions, but I think he is huge credit to Pontypridd, and he's a very, very big influence on them.
It's stunning, isn't it, how they just don't go away. And what's more, you think, well, it's difficult for them to contemplate winning in Leicester.
Yeah.
But they went to Brive when Brive were at their peak, and
they should have won.
And they should have won out there. And here we have perhaps reasons why they are doing well. A line-out ball, which was rare in the second half.
But Sidoli does well, but all of a sudden, what happens here? Look at the drives. What he does is, by making those extra yards, he disorganises the defence, and then they step offside, bangs another one over, heads go down, back, restart, kick the ball down, good night.
Richard Parks, exceptional game, another exceptional member of the back row. And when it came to the real crunch at the end, it needed, you were saying, kick it to the corner, and somebody did.
And this is simple. Look, they've got an overlap there, but we're over the 80 minutes, put it down there, and the ball goes over. Fair play to Stimpson, gets the ball in, I think, from here, and they end up here again. Another loose ball, no option, just, it's just one of them to get the ball down, and they had no way you could attack from that distance. So I think they'll be very, very unhappy. But I think, very unhappy, man. Dean Richards talking to Graham Thomas.
Dean, commiserations. You must